So a while back, I made a dupe of Big Macs, the French fries and things like that. And I was thinking about that because the kids love Big Macs. And we don't go out there, very rarely do we go to McDonald's. And when we do, they get a Big Mac because they like it. So the other night I was sitting there thinking and thinking and thinking. I was like, is there such thing as like a Big Mac meatloaf? So I don't have to make all these little hamburgers and things like that. So it got me to thinking, that's a pretty darn good idea to do that. So that's what we're gonna do today. I'm gonna make a Big Mac meatloaf. So without further ado, let's go. Let's heat up those pots, come on. So this is the main ingredients. We will make a sauce, but those are all like what I would call pantry staples. The things that I had to purchase for this was the turkey, the pickles, and you would probably have to buy the cheese. It's on sale now for $1.99 a pound. You need about 4 ounces, which is 50 cents worth of cheese. I already had the cheese, so I didn't go buy any cheese. So let's go over what you need. You need some hamburger pickles. I have the Worcestershire sauce out there because I'm using ground turkey. If you're not, don't use it, or use it if you want. I don't care. For the dairy-free, because I am making a dairy-free one, we're using the Daiya American slices. We have some yellow cheese. We have a couple of eggs, which are staples. I have the ground turkey. I have a diced up onion, or most of an onion, because we're going to use some more later. Some breadcrumbs, a little bit of mayonnaise, some ketchup. In that little dish over there, I have some onion powder, garlic powder, salt, and pepper. So let's get started. First thing we're going to do is chop up the pickles. I forgot about that. You need a half a cup. All right, I'm going to use what I have left of this open jar before I open the other ones. I didn't realize I already had some, and I bought more. That's all right, it's summertime. We'll use it up. So you need about a half a cup of pickles. I need a little bit more because I'm doing one for Eric, and then I'm not putting it all in Eric's, which is dairy-free. I'm going to add the extra meat to ours. So I just got to make up the difference. Just so you know. So mine will be about 1.5 pounds versus the pound that the recipe calls for. So what I'm doing, it's just like that. That's all I'm doing. It's that simple. All right. So there you go. All done. So once we get done with this, I'm going to finish chopping this up. We're going to get out the big old bowl, and we're going to start mixing things together. And I'll show you how to do that. Oh, currently I have my oven preheating at 350. All right, that's for us. I got to cut up a little bit for Eric's. All right, if you could see my counter right now, it is a mess. But I'm doing 2 things at one time. So I took the ground turkey out of the package, and I kind of like squeezed out most of the moisture because it could be very wet. I'm going to do the same thing in this bowl that I'm doing in this bowl until we get to cheese, and the quantities will be different, okay? But I'll tell you what to put in it if you're making a pound, and that will also be in this description box below. So you get 1 pound of meat. I have 1.5 pounds. You're going to need a half a cup of breadcrumbs, which I forgot to take out the extra, but I'll get it. Hold on a second. Okay. You're going to need a half a cup of diced onions. Boop, right in there. Eric says 1/4 cup. A 1/4 cup of mayo. Now I remember, I didn't take out the extra stuff I need for this 1.5 pounds because it's turkey and it's wet. A lot of times it's too much moisture. I'm like, why didn't I take that out? That doesn't seem right. That's why. Eric's is just less than that. You're going to need a half a cup of pickles. Chopped up. Eric's. 2 tablespoons of ketchup. His is 1. In here, I wrote everything down as I was doing it. 1 teaspoon of onion powder, garlic powder, salt, and half a teaspoon of pepper. Going in. Eric's is the same, but different measurement. And we're going to give that a mix. We do have the eggs, but I want to mix it first to decide if I'm going to add 1 or 2 eggs. And then we'll add some cheese. I forgot some Worcestershire sauce. If you're using ground turkey, it gives it that beefy kind of something in the background. Whoops, I'm spraying it everywhere. Back to mixing. Alrighty, so I mixed up Eric's with the egg and the cheese in it already because I wanted to not have it next to ours. So that's what it looks like once it's mixed up. I'm just gonna hunk up approximately 4 ounces or so of cheese, of yellow cheese, or the cheese you choose. For Eric's, remember I put the Daya for their version of yellow cheese. Show you. It looks like this. I really can't touch it yet. It looks something like that. So it really does look like the regular cheese. So just rip it up, shred it up, chop it up. Just put some in there. I had to get a bigger bowl. Story of my life, right? I'm always saying I need a bigger bowl. All right, and if I need more cheese, I'll add it, but it's gonna separate. All right, to this, we're gonna add some of the egg. Ooh! This is 1½ eggs. I add half an egg to Eric's. We're gonna add that to the bowl. I'm not gonna add it all because I am working with turkey and we're just gonna see if we need the extra half an egg-ish. All right, and I'm using a gloved hand and we're just gonna mix that through. All right, so gonna get that all mixed up and we're almost to getting it in the oven. All right, that's all mixed up. I sincerely hope this isn't dark. All right, let me get out a sheet pan and we're gonna ploop it right on a sheet pan. All right, so that's what the dairy-free one looks like, Eric's. And all we're gonna do is we're gonna take this meat mixture, if you're using ground beef, ground turkey, ground lamb, whatever you want. We're gonna ploop it down here on this plate. A plate, that's not a plate. The sheet pan. And we're just gonna make it look like something. Okay. I feel like that cheese needs to go right there. Okay. Then what we're gonna do, now this is just if you have it, and I do. I got very little of it, but I have some sesame seeds. We're gonna sprinkle some down over top. I'm gonna press them in. All right, so we're gonna put that in a 350-degree oven until it's done. However long that takes, depending on what kind of meat you're using. Okay? Once this is in, when it's getting near the end, I'll show you what we're gonna do with the other stuff. All right, this is what you're gonna need for the sauce. I'm just letting you know that this is supposed to be a cup of mayonnaise. I have the other half right here. Okay? You need a cup of mayo, a 1/4 cup of sweet relish, 1 to 2 tablespoons of minced onion or grated onion, 1 teaspoon, and here we've got 1 teaspoon paprika, onion powder, half a teaspoon of salt, half a teaspoon of garlic powder, and then over there we have 2 teaspoons of yellow mustard. We're just gonna mix that all together and make the sauce. So, as a side, I was going to make mashed potatoes because I wanted to have the meatloaf and mashed potatoes. But guess what? I forgot to peel the potatoes. So, we're going to pivot. We're going to serve it with some French fries. Add all that in there. Add all that in there. Add all that in there. I just took a mini grater and grated that up. You could dice it if you like, but it comes out better when it's minced like that. There you go. Now we're going to give that a big old whisking. Okay? That's probably way more than we need, but you can always stick it in the refrigerator or use it another day. I would probably even half this recipe. You don't really need this much. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to throw some Frenchy fries in the oven, and we're going to call it a day. Oh, wait, there's one more thing. This is not required, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to shred up some of this lettuce, and I'm going to serve it over a bed of lettuce. That's for the looks, really nothing else. So if you don't have it, don't worry about it. I just shredded it up and washed it off. Okay, there's Eric's. Just waiting on the French fries to get done, and then we're going to put that topping over it. Let me show you ours. We're not done yet. We're just halfway done. Woo! And there goes ours. All right, let me get the French fries done, and then I'll show you how to finish this off. All right, so I got my little fishy plate here, and we're going to put that right in the center. You don't really need the lettuce underneath. This is just for the pretty. All right, I'm going to put it right on top of that. All right, I'm going to try and move it from there to here without dropping it. Boom. Boy, oh boy. Boom. All right, now we're going to take our sauce that we made. I did make another sauce because I wasn't too fond of what I made. I'll leave all the measurements to that in the description box below. There's the dairy-free. And we're going to do the same thing to both of those. All right, and what we're going to do now, you see in the vision, a Big Mac, right? Just don't have the bread. I made a different one, and we're going to just pour some of that down right over top. Boom. However much or little of the Big Mac sauce you want, you add. I'm not going crazy, but there you have it. And there's my plate. I'm going to meet you at the table.
If you get any benefit at all from my content, you can help me out by clicking like, share, commenting, and definitely hit that subscribe button. And don't forget to hit the notification bell so you'll be notified every time I upload a new video.
Dinner time! I don't know why I keep saying I can't wait. Like, I gotta get a shirt that says I can't wait on it. All right, let's go for just a regular old taste, a baby taste. Oh, I got a big taste, but of just the hamburger. I know, it's moist. All right, you ready? Let's go.
That's really good.
Quite tasty. Now, what I want you to do is take a little bit of the ketchup, put it on the end. Oops. Or not the end, or whatever piece you want, and see if it tastes like a Big Mac with that cheese. I can taste that cheese in there. It tastes good. Ready? Let's go. I kind of like it better without it. Got a little bit too wet.
It does get too wet, but I like the flavor with the ketchup.
Okay. Well, there you have it. Let me get everybody else fed and see what they think about it. Bye-bye. Dinner's over. How'd we do? Boom! Didn't finish, but boy, oh boy, did they try. Let's see what they thought about it. Eric, what did you think? I turn around, I see you with a banana. I wasn't expecting the banana. Eric, what'd you think about the idea I had for a Big Mac meatloaf?
I think the idea is really good and unique, and it tasted amazing.
I thought you were going to say it, but the execution stunk. So you liked it, right?
Yes.
All right. Are you full?
Yes, I am.
Okay. Aiden, same question.
It was really good and it was a great creation.
Great creation. Are you full?
Yes.
Tyler, same question.
This was really good. You did a great job. It was good. It was very filling, and I loved it.
And are you full?
Yes.
All righty. But for me, I thought it was really good. It was a really quick idea. I like my second batch of the special sauce better than the first batch. I just think it was the pickles I was using, because when I realized it wasn't sweet relish, it was dill relish. So when I changed it up and I used the sweet relish, it was just fine. So there you have it. I hope you try it. I hope you like it. Leave me a comment. Either way, see you later. Bye.